Title: Superman, the Mind of Steel. It was an ordinary day in Metropolis when Superman, the Man of Steel and the paragon of justice, took to the skies. All of a sudden, the peaceful blue heavens darkened. A monstrous creature, Doomsday, had arrived. The creature had one purpose: to annihilate everything in its path, including the DC Universe itself. In the bone-chilling cold of space, a battle unlike any other was about to unfold, making the conflict between Batman and Superman seem like a schoolyard tussle in comparison. With each devastating punch exchanged between the two titans, it seemed like galaxies away could tremble with the shockwaves. Superman had faced Doomsday before, but this encounter was different. Doomsday was not just physically stronger, but his mere presence seemed to drain Superman's strength and sanity. The creature was a walking apocalypse, leaving unrepairable destruction in its wake and pushing the Man of Steel to his very limits. As the battle raged on, the once unshakable Superman began to lose his mind. He was seeing his beloved Lois Lane in danger, his foster parents Jonathan and Martha Kent crying out for help, and even his nemesis Lex Luthor pleading for salvation. These hallucinations were not merely a product of his deteriorating sanity, but a cruel joke perpetrated by Doomsday, whose mere existence had now become a psychological weapon. Meanwhile, on Earth, panic had started to spread. News channels broadcast live footage of their beloved Superman battling a monstrous foe in space, but something was horribly wrong. The Man of Steel seemed to be struggling, fighting against his own mind as much as this terrifying opponent. Back on the battlefield, Superman shook his head, trying to clear the phantoms plaguing his mind. He realized that he was fighting not just for himself, but for his fellows, for his loved ones, and for the entire DC Universe. He couldn't allow himself to be defeated. But, as the battle continued, Superman's sanity continued to spiral into the abyss. The images bombarding his mind became more fractured, more chaotic. Friends and foes merged into horrific combinations. His powers became erratic, unpredictable. Superman was fighting a battle on two fronts and losing on both. Back on Earth, Batman, the ever-watchful and cunning detective, watched his friend's deteriorating mentality. Using his superior intellect and vast resources, he started plotting a desperate gambit to save not just Superman, but the entirety of the DC Universe. Introducing a thrilling saga of survival, courage, and powerful alliances, the tale of Superman, the Mind of Steel, is an exhilarating journey into a gloriously insane comics universe. It's a story where the lines between friends and foes blur and where even the mightiest heroes can lose their minds in the face of overwhelming power. It's a tale that asks the question: how far would you go to save your universe? Coming soon to a comic store near you. #Superman, #DC Comics, #Batman.